My name is Danielle, and I'm actually making this video for my Aunt Sherry. Well, originally that was the plan, to try to show her the core exercises and the stretching and things that I do. However, I realized that the file was going to be too long and I was going to have to upload it to YouTube, so I guess I'm making it for whoever the hell wants to watch it. So, again, my name is Danielle. A little background on myself. I am 34 years old. We live in Kalama, Washington. It is March 2018. I was roughly almost 300 pounds about a year and a half ago. And I am now, in March of 2018, sitting at just under 180. So I basically lost the equivalent of a person. I did have a gastric bypass in October. However, not all of the weight has been from the gastric bypass. The gastric bypass was a life-changing experience, not just because of the weight loss, but it actually forces you to learn how to eat differently, It makes you learn how your body processes food and carbs and sugars and all those things. So I'm extremely grateful that I went through the program. But the reason that I made this, or making this video, is that before the surgery and even after the surgery, I don't see any fat people workout videos. All of the videos that I see are skinny, little tiny size 5 and 6 girls, full makeup, beautiful yoga outfit. And I'm sorry, us fat people, that is not how we frickin' work out. So I don't relate to that. So I relate to no makeup. I relate to being in a frickin' hoodie and some leggings when I'm working out. I don't relate to some little person that is in some yoga studio trying to tell me about how my body is supposed to move. So I'm just making this for me, basically, and a few of my friends and my family. So welcome to the how fat people can work out video, I guess. Before I get started too much into things, I do want to talk a little bit about the gastric bypass, just in case anybody is interested in going that route. Sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes it's just your doctor is telling you that you need to. That was my situation. I was on all kinds of different programs for over 15 years with my doctor, and I went to her after the last thing that she had me on just plateaued and wasn't really working anymore. And she actually is the one that said, "I'm sorry, there's nothing else that we can do. We have gone through every program. You've gone through everything that we've given you like a champ. Unfortunately, we just feel like you're at the point of having the surgery to try to help lose weight." I have some health issues. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, throws hormones all out of whack, insulin all out of whack, so it's extremely difficult for me to lose weight. For some people, they just need a guidance on portion control and things like that. If you would have talked to me even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have absolutely told you that I detest people that have had a gastric bypass, because I, like everybody else, think that it is the lazy man's way or lazy way out. And in reality, it is absolutely not. It took me almost a year and a half to get through the program before I even had surgery. It's an extremely grueling process. You literally have to dedicate 24 hours a day to this program. And if you don't, you won't pass. You will not get through the program. And you have to lose weight during the program. You have to log every single thing you do and everything you put into your body. And you have to just constantly, you have to go to these classes. I mean, it is every single day, for as long as it takes. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 2 years for somebody, sometimes it takes them less than a year. Anyway, if you're ever interested in it, you're more than welcome to message me, and I will talk you through how it worked, at least with the Kaiser program. Very, very stringent. So it's not the lazy man's way of getting weight loss by any means. So now I regret ever thinking that anybody was ever lazy. So again, before we start, I'm just going to go through what I stretch. So basically, I do this routine almost every single day, at least 5 days a week. In addition to that, I own a catering company, and when we have events, it's literally 10 to 14 hours a day, grueling physical labor. So aside from that, right now it's kind of my off season, so I'm kind of doing, a couple events a month. And then I am doing a 1 mile walk uphill where we live at. Our mailbox is, you know, half mile away or whatever. And so anyway, it's equivalent of about a mile. So I walk about a mile every other day or so, and then I do the routine I'm about to do. One thing that I learned in going to my yoga classes, talking with personal trainers, talking with surgical teams, nutritionists, all those people, is that stretching is extremely important. So what I'm going to show you is actually a modified yoga. And it really, I wouldn't even consider it yoga because I'm doing a very, very beginner phase. I went through a couple different yoga classes this last few months. That is yoga. I'm not going to go through all that because this video is specifically intended for people that are not used to working out at all, that can do this low intensity, do it, you know, it should only take about 20 minutes. This video is going to be longer than that, but it shouldn't take very long. I'm going to go through stretching to get your body warmed up, and then I'm going to go through just one core exercise, and that's it. It's really very, very simple. And excuse me, this is only actually my second video because the first one I didn't like because it took too long, so please excuse me for not making the most perfect video and making my mistakes. Okay. So I am extremely sore because I did a workout video yesterday, and then following the video I did a pretty strenuous workout, so I'm super sore today. So what I do is I start out with arms and upper body stretching. First thing I do, get limbered up. Around, kind of like you're swimming, whatever you want to do. Just get those shoulders moving. It's the biggest thing. All right. Get them moving. Just want joints moving. First thing we're going to do, you're going to put your elbow up above your head, just like so. You're going to grab with the other hand, and you're going to pull. You don't need to hold it for too horribly long, but you do want to have a nice good stretch. All right, we're going to switch the arm. We're going to pull the other one right across the same way. I have a really bad habit of moving around when I'm working out, and stretching and things. I've been told by my yoga instructor and my personal trainers to sit still. It's not something I can do. So if you're like me, just freaking move. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, and then back down. Roll your shoulders a little bit. We're going to do one more. We're going to do the same stretch. However, this time, I want you to move your body just a little bit this way. What it's going to do is it's going to stretch these muscles just a little bit and your back muscles. So we're going to go up one more time. Grab that shoulder. Slightly move over, and don't be too strenuous with it. If you can't move your body very much, then don't. Just try to give it a little bit of a stretch. Same way on the other side. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to interlace your fingers just like this or like this. Hold your own palm. You're going to pull your body back as far as you can safely. And you're basically just stretching these muscles right here and muscles right above your boobs or your chest. And you're going to go back down. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go the opposite direction. So when you interlace your fingers just like this. Puff your chest out, push your shoulders back, pull your arms up. And if you need to wiggle, just like this, to try to get them up a little bit more, that's totally fine. Back down. Now we're going to go across the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to be stretching this muscle right here. Again, or actually for the first time, I am not a personal trainer, obviously. I'm not a health provider. So talk to a personal trainer, talk to your doctor before you do any of this stuff, because I'm just showing you what I do. Also, no idea what muscles are called. Half of us don't, so I'm going to call it this muscle. So we're going to go across the body, just like this. You're going to pull your other elbow up. What you're doing here is you're not going to be really doing anything with this arm. This arm is kind of just hanging. You're actually pulling your arm in with this arm. And what you're doing is stretching this muscle, and you should feel a stretch in your bottom muscle of your arm and your shoulder. So you're just going to pull it across your body. You hold for however long you can hold. Do the other side. I'm going to do one more. And final one. Now at this point, I like to do one more back. So you're going to pull your arms up, you're going to move your body back. And don't forget to breathe. It sounds really stupid and it's super annoying because personal trainers and yoga instructors will constantly tell you breathe, breathe, breathe. It's actually a thing. It's very, very common in just human nature when you're moving your body because you're focusing, your brain is focusing on whatever you're doing. Very common for you to hold your breath and you don't even realize that you're holding your breath. So it's very important that you are just self-aware of what you're doing, and you really want to take nice deep breaths while you're working out, whether it be stretching or any other physical type of work. You really need to make sure that you're breathing. You can actually feel it in your core, you can feel it in your muscles everywhere when you breathe better. So if you catch yourself not breathing, start breathing deeply because you'll feel your muscles relax. You'll hear your whole body relax. You can feel it. Okay, one more back. Interlace your fingers, chest out. Okay, then you can shake it out or do whatever you want to do. So that's pretty much it that I do for the upper body arm type of stretching. The next thing is just going to be the neck. It's pretty simple. You're just going to go over very gently. You're going to let this arm hang. You're going to pull your head a little bit. You're not going to pull it too much because you don't want to pull muscle. But you're just going to pull enough to really get this muscle going right here. Side. Again, letting your arm hang, not too strenuous. And then we're going to go down. And you can hold your head, you can push your head a little bit, whatever you need to do, but don't grab too hard. But you should feel pull in your back, and you should feel pull going from your shoulders all the way down your back. And if you don't, then maybe you need to pull a little bit harder. Back up, roll your neck. This is something that my grandma taught me. We're gonna stretch our chin muscles right here. What this does is it just kind of pulls this muscle again, stretching that out. It also helps if you have a double chin. If you stretch your chin every single day, it will help with the elasticity in your skin right here so that it's not so saggy. So we're just gonna go chin up. You can pull your chin if you want to, just try to go up as far as you can. You should feel it right here and going right here, and you're pulling on this muscle. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some leg stretches. Depending on what your size is, how small or how big you are, you may have to do this on the floor. That's totally fine. All depends on your own mobility. You can get a table, excuse me, a table or something like that that is about hip height or something slightly smaller. That's fine. I like to use this or use our bed frame, our headboard thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with one leg. You can pick whatever leg you want. We're going to go flat up. Oh my God, I'm so sore from yesterday. So excuse me, I'm not going to be as flexible today as I normally am because I'm sore as hell. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get up. We're going to get your foot up as flat as you can or up straight as you can. you're going to want to take your opposite hand, you're going to push your knee down just a little bit. The reason that you're going to do that is because us fat people, when we go to stretch, our natural reaction is to do this because normally we've got a belly right here and it's a little bit hard. So if you need to do that, that's okay, but you really want to keep this as straight as humanly possible. So put your knee down, go down, and again, you're going to start doing this. So push your knee back down, and you're going to try to go down as far as you can. And if it's right here, totally fine. If it's way down here, totally fine. If you can get your knee or your nose to touch your knee, great. But really, it's just about movement. It's just about getting your body to move and starting to flex out your body a little bit. So really don't put any type of labels on yourself if you can't go very far. It's totally fine. You're moving. That's the point. I cannot go very far today because my muscles are so sore from stretching yesterday. I did some pretty intense yoga, so I'm sorry. I normally can go down to almost my knee, so it hurts that bad. So you're just going to go down. You're basically just going to hold it. That's all you're doing. And you should feel that muscle right here, maybe into your butt. Try to keep this leg, your opposite leg, as straight as possible. It's human nature to want to do this. I was just doing it a second ago. You're going to go up, take your leg down, and we're going to do the other one. So again, make sure that you're using that opposite hand, pushing down, trying to get down. And again, you're going to go like this, push it down. Something that may help is you can hang your arm here if you need to. You can hold on to your ankle or on your foot if you want. The straighter that you can get your foot, the better stretch you're going to get all over your leg. But if you need to, just when you're starting out, if you need to go like this with your foot, that's totally fine. Anything you can do modified, but you're still doing it, that's the whole point. So, you know, one thing I saw in all the workout videos and everything that I was looking up is, you know, they tell you have to stretch like this. You know what? That's not the case for fat people. We have limited ability and limited flexibility when you first start working out. So right now, just focus on just getting moving and getting a little bit more flexible. Okay, so we did that stretch. So we're going to do one more of this, but however, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit different. So you're going to put your leg up. You're going to slightly turn your leg so that your foot is actually touching whatever you're using. You can do this on the floor as well. So if you're not stable enough, if you're too large and you can't do this, then do all this stuff, but you can do it on the floor, and we'll do that in just a second because you're going to do a second round anyway. So what this is doing is this is going to stretch out this inner muscle right here. So right now, just put your foot flat on whatever surface you're using. Turn or lean your body this way and turn your body just slightly. And just basically go down as far as you can. You're going to be leaning forward and toward your foot. What I like to do, as you can see, is grab with my other hand. What that's doing is that's also stretching these muscles right here in addition, so it's kind of double duty. So go ahead and do that. Or if you're not flexible enough, you can just hang here. That's fine. And you really just want to feel that stretch right here. All right. Now we're going to switch to the other side. You can see my booty? Here. And if you need to, I like to, as you can see, wiggle around. And sometimes you can just move your body to where you feel good when it stretches. So if you feel something stretch, then go with it. Don't hurt yourself, but just go with it. All right, going down. Now you can do one more stretch of that. Sometimes I do. It really depends on how you're feeling. I'm super sore, so I'm not going to do another one. But normally I do that twice. So the next thing you can do is we're going to stretch out, I think these are the hamstrings. I don't freaking know. They're legs. These muscles here, we're going to stretch those. So grab a wall, grab your table, grab whatever you want, or if you can do it without grabbing something, then do that. But we're just going to pull our leg up just like so. And you're really going to pull towards your butt because you want to pull this leg as much as you can. And again, don't go too far, but you want to challenge yourself. If this is the very first time that you are stretching from sitting on your ass for 5 years, then go really slow. Don't rush right into it. Don't go from sitting on your ass to doing P90X. I did that one time. I about killed myself. And fat people can't do that. In shape people, skinny people, they can do that kind of shit. We cannot do that. So don't even try to do it. You really want to feel your heel on your butt. But if you can't get your heel to your butt, that's totally fine. Again, as far as you can go. All right, we're gonna get rid of this shit. All right, so now we're gonna go down to the ground. I'm gonna move the camera just slightly so that we can see a little bit better. Do some groundwork here. Okay, so going down to the ground. So I want to note something, and it doesn't necessarily pertain to you, but something that was one of my milestones, my stepping stones in my progress of losing weight and getting kind of more in shape is the fact that I'm able to sit how I'm sitting right now. So it sounds so stupid to most people, but for us fat people, it's the little things that really make a difference. Until now, for years, I have never been able to stand this way without losing total feeling in my feet. I've never been able to get this close to my knees because I've had a belly. It's amazing to me that I can even sit like this. Another thing that I actually just realized a few days ago is that I've always been, this is, again, gonna sound stupid, but I've always been one of those people that wanted to sit like this and like a normal person and put my knees up to my chest and hold my knees and hug myself and just sit and relax. I've never been able to do that because of my weight. So to be able to do this, and I really didn't realize until the other day that I could, I literally just started crying because it was such a moving moment at the time, and it sounds so stupid of those little things, but once you get to that point, it really is amazing and it really is a good feeling. So whatever that thing is, that's what your goal should be. People go and set themselves a goal that I want to be 125 pounds or I want to be 150 pounds. Get away from the damn number. The number doesn't mean anything, especially when you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to work out, because muscle always weighs more than fat. So you could lose 50 pounds, gain 10 or 15 of it back, but you've lost inches and you're still toning up and you're still getting better, but you haven't necessarily lost any weight per se. So stop looking at a number. Go by how you feel. Go by your body movement. Go by, your pant size, whatever you want to do, but stay the hell away from that goddamn number, because that number is meaningless. It really is. I have friends. Right now I sit just under 180 pounds, and I have friends that are 180 pounds that are slightly taller than me, totally different size. They're more of like a size 6, and because they're taller and they have better muscle mass. And so I'm over here, and I'm right now between a 6 or an 8 and a 10, and I've got this little itty bitty thing, in my opinion, a little itty bitty thing. She weighs the same damn weight that I do. So it was really just a number. Anyway, sorry, that was my little tantrum there. Okay, so we're gonna do leg stretches. So you can really do this again however your body will allow you to go. But you're gonna put your legs out as far as you can get your legs out. I'm gonna try to be loud because I'm kind of far away from the computer now. Put them out as far as you can go. What we're gonna do is we're going to try to keep your foot up, pick a foot, and we're gonna go inward as far as you can go. You're gonna grab your ankles and go down as far as you can go. Now again, this could be up here, that's fine. It could be all the way down to the floor, that's fine. It could be halfway, that's fine. And again, it's just about getting yourself to move, your body to move. And especially if you're really big and you haven't been moving a lot, it's really just trying to get in there and getting your body more mobile. I just can't believe how sore I am today, because I normally can really get in there and be way more flexible. Not today. Today is not a thing. So just stay down as long as you can or want to. Try to really push your body though. I mean, really, if you can hang in there for 2 more seconds or 5 more seconds, try to do that. I'm going to move over to the other side. Again, you can grab the tips of your toes if you need to. You can grab your ankle, whatever you need to do. Just do it. Unless you're totally hurting yourself, there's not really a wrong way to stretch. Unless you're hurting yourself and you don't want to do that. Okay. So now we're just going to go forward a little bit. What I want you to do is give yourself a little pyramid there, a little triangle. Put that on the ground, and then you're just going to push forward as far as you can go. And you're just going to be pulling those back muscles. You're going to be pulling those thigh muscles. I was watching a video one time, and it was this workout video with this like size 4 or 5 lady, very pretty lady, very nice, very sweet. And she was trying to do a modified workout. So her modified workout was basically her face touching the ground and saying, if you can't do this, that's okay. And I'm thinking, you little bitch, because you are nothing that I relate to. So right now, I'm hoping that I'm relating to somebody out there that can only get halfway there. Okay, and then we're going to go back up. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take one foot, either one. You're going to put it right here. You're going to take this foot a little bit more inward. You're going to do exactly the same thing we just did, but we're going to be pulling that leg in. What that does is it pulls this muscle a little bit more, and then it just basically lets you stretch yet again. And you'll notice after you start stretching that you'll start to pull and you'll start to be more flexible even in just one stretching session. And you'll notice after a couple of weeks that you're so much more flexible than what you thought you were and what you started out to be. So when I am going down here, I'm actually pushing my back out just a little bit right here. And what I'm trying to do is pull on that muscle to stretch that out while stretching my leg muscle out. We're going to come back up. We're going to switch legs, do the same thing. And down. And again, pull that out just a little bit. Don't forget to breathe. I just caught myself not breathing. I was holding my breath. Back up. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to put your feet together. And you're going to be pushing down your knees. Don't actually push your knees down, but I just wanted to show you what to do. So I want you to put your feet together, but I want you to pull your feet in as close as you can. Try to push your knees down to the floor as much as you can. If that means right here or right here, then that's totally fine. You want to wiggle just a little bit to get those hips moving, because your hips are going to be pulled here in a second, so just wiggle around a little bit. Okay, so again, you're going to do pyramid or triangle, whatever you want to call it, down on the floor, and then you're going to push, and you're just going to try to get down to where it starts to hurt a little bit, and then hold it there. And then if you can push yourself more, go down further, and then you're just going to hold it for as long as you can. It's recommended between 5 and 10 seconds. Everybody always says 10 seconds, but you know what? When you're fat and you're out of shape, you're not used to working out, 10 seconds is a friggin' lifetime. So if you can hold it for 5, then just frickin' do 5. And you know, in a week, maybe you can get to 10. All right, and you're going to go up. All right, we're going to go one more out, and we're going to go down one more time. Again, triangle or pyramid. Go down as far as you can go. Really try to pull. Okay. So basically the exercises that we just did were kind of the same as we did with the stool. There's just a little bit of a variation. Now, there's not really, this is normally the sequence that I go into, but you don't have to go into that sequence. You can do it a little bit differently, but I wanted to show you standing up versus laying down, kind of doing the same stuff. The next thing that I want to do is I want you to get up on your knees. I'm actually going to turn this way so you can see. Kind of get into a dog position. What I want, see my little tootsies there? We're going to put those flat on the floor, just like this. We're actually going to be stretching our feet right now. So put your, I can't really see up there, sorry. put your toes just like this. We're gonna push on our toes just a little bit, and then we're gonna sit back on those toes, not putting a ton of pressure. So right here, if you're a super large person, this is where you should stop. You don't want to do what I'm about to do if you're super big, because you can actually break your toes. You can hurt your feet, and you don't want to do that. You're just really stretching your feet and your toes right now, and you should feel it in your heels, feel it in your toes, and your ball of your feet. So just hold it there. If you're a not as large person, then you can actually sit on your feet and really push your feet down so that you can feel that. This is also an exercise you can do if you have plantar fasciitis. I have plantar fasciitis. These are all things that you can do with plantar fasciitis, with really severe lower hip and back pain. I have very, very severe hip pain sometimes to the point where I can barely move. So it really helps. So you're really just going to hold that. Now we're going to go down, wiggle those toes because they're going to be a little bit numb. Put your feet flat on the ground. You're going to sit on your feet again, but this time you're going to sit up. What you're doing is you're stretching these hammies right here. Kind of like what we did when we were standing up, but we're just sitting down. And then if you are able to, put your hands behind you. I normally just sit on my knuckles, just like this. You're going to put your chest out, and you're going to bring your hips up. What you're doing is you're stretching these core muscles right here. You're also stretching your hammies. So we're going to stretch up. Your legs are going to shake, your butt's probably going to shake. It's going to feel very uncomfortable, but just hold it as long as you can. If you need to, just go ahead and sit your butt back down. Give it a second. Go back up. And again, you're just holding it for as long as you can. Back down. The last thing we're going to do on this is we're going to, again, do a triangle and try to go down. And as far as you can go, you're going to stretch your body. Make sure to breathe really deep. When you come back up, I want you to roll your body. Just like that. And again, if you got a big old belly, you're not getting down very far. That's totally fine. Okay, so the other version that you can do when you're standing up is stretching out your hips a little bit. So go ahead and get back up. Now you can do this before you get onto the floor and then just do all your floor stuff. That's typically what I do, but I kind of wanted to show a variation of what you can do standing up versus sitting down. So this I normally do before we just sat down and do all that stuff. Again, you can do it however sequential that you want to do. So the next one is just going down to the floor again. You're going to do a pyramid, triangle, down to the floor. You're going to put your feet. I should have started with that again. Sorry, I'm learning. Feet should be shoulder width apart to start with, okay? And then go down. You're going to go down slowly. And again, if your belly's in the way and you can't go down all the way, that's totally fine. Just what you want to do is just kind of hang there. Really, you're just wanting to pull down and up, and that's all you're doing. So just hang. If you can, go down to the floor and go down as far as you can go. And make sure that you are keeping your knees straight, because your natural reaction is to go like this and you don't want to. So make sure you're keeping your legs straight and down. And you're just going to hold it as long as you can. Roll your body back up again. Move those shoulders. We're going to spread them apart just a little bit further. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on stretching your back muscles, your lower back, and your hip muscles. There's a couple different ways we can do this. One of the ways I'm not going into this video. This is supposed to be just a starter and the easier ways of starting to get those stretches in. Let me go ahead and move this up just slightly. So what I want you to do is kind of the same thing that we just did, but we're going to do a little bit of different. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly go down. You're going to pick a foot. You're going to grab your ankle. And when you do that and you get down here, what I want you to do is pop your hip out. So really, it's just bending your knee just slightly. What you're going to do is it's actually pulling on this butt muscle right here that connects to your hip. You should feel it stretch. If you don't, then pop it out a little bit more, maybe push your back out. Basically, you want to manipulate your body so that you feel a stretch in this area right here of your hip. And you're just going to pop it and hold it as long as you can. This has helped tremendously with my hip pain because you don't realize a lot of times that hip pain is actually caused by the muscles in your butt and the muscles around your hip and your lower back. So if you can get those stretched out, the less pain you're going to have. Then we're going to switch to the other leg. We're not going to go up. We're just going to switch over to the other leg. And we're going to pop that hip out, and we're just going to stretch. Now you can go down further if you want to and really get a good stretch. But what that's going to do, it's going to put pressure on this leg. If you're not used to working out, your leg's going to shake and you're going to feel like you're going to fall. So just try to be as steady as possible. But pop that hip out, get that good stretch going. And back down. And I normally do that a couple different times. So that is basically the gist of all of the stretching that I do pretty much every day, or every day I do the stretching. So next we're going to do the core. I'm going to move this back down a little bit. So this exercise is specifically made for a core exercise that can be done with people with really bad back pain, hip pain, any kind of lower joint type of pain. So the best core workout that you can do is a sit-up. So as most of us fat people know, sit-ups are not an easy thing to do for us. So a standard sit-up is when you lay on your back, you put your knees up, and you're lifting your body this way. Which, if you have severe back pain or hip pain, lower back pain, upper, it doesn't matter, shoulder pain, I have nerve damage in my shoulders, so it's really hard for me sometimes to move this. And so it can pull way more stress than you need on those body parts. So this is a modified version that creates a core workout that has nothing to do with your back. Very, very little low intensity on your back anyway. So let's go ahead and get positioned. So what I want you to do is I want you to actually lay on the floor on your back. So you're going to lay flat, just like this. Your knees are going to be up. If you have back pain or hip pain, you most likely already are sore. That's fine. What I want you to do to start getting ready is move your knees to the ground as far as you can go. What that's going to do, again, it's going to pull these muscles here. It's also going to get your hips warmed up and moving like you've been doing, but it just offers a little more mobility before we start moving them again. So you're just going to move them to the floor if you want to, and it feels good. You can hold it. That's totally fine. But really, you just want to get your hips moving a little bit. And you should feel it in your hip bones too, if you've got maybe some hip pain going on. So what we're going to do, so a standard sit-up is sitting up like this and going all the way up, or a crunch. That wasn't really a sit-up, but for fat people, that's what our sit-up looks like. So instead of doing it that way, we're coming down, pulling our feet together. Make sure that your feet are together just like this. You're going to pull your head up just slightly, not a ton. It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be right here. It could be here. It could really be wherever you're comfortable at and doesn't cause pain. So we're going to hold it just like this. Pull your head up just slightly. And we're going to do 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should already feel a pull right here. And what this does, and the other exercise we're about to do, it actually focuses on this pouch that all of us women get above our pelvic bone. Sometimes guys get it too. But this awesome, horrible roll that we get right here, it really trims that down. The other workout we're about to do works up here as well. So really it does focus on this core area of belly fat. So if you want to get rid of this, this is the workout to do. I will give you an example. I did this every single day for 2 weeks. I lost 3 inches. And that's all I did. I literally did this, and it should take you roughly 5 minutes. So you have those first 5 reps, and then after that, you have reps going this way. And again, you're going to put your feet together, and you're going to be moving this way and pulling up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, doing is it's working out this area right here in addition to these areas. This move really only focuses on this area right here and this area, but you want to, just like I was doing, you don't want to do this. You can do that if you need to, but in reality, that's actually harder, even though that's what your body wants to do. You really just want to keep straight as much as possible. In that meantime, you're really kind of crunching in your stomach, and so you start to feel that burn. I normally do 15 reps of each. So I normally do 5 of those, and then you sit for a second, get your breath, and then do 5 of these. Sit for a second, take your breath, do another 5 of these. Sit for a second, take a breath, do 5 of these, and I do that 15 times, or 3 times, making 15 reps. You can start out and do more if you want to, but really it's a nice core and without bothering your back, because really you're just moving this area of your body. There's not a ton of back movement, and you want to make sure that your feet do not touch the ground when you're doing these, because you really want to focus on getting that core worked out. Back. If you need to stop and rest for a second, like I said, that's totally fine. But if you're able to just keep going as much as you can go, then do that. So that is actually the core workout. And my knees hurt. It really, really does help. And like I said, that 2 weeks that I was doing that core workout, I didn't actually lose any weight. But I lost 3 inches. So again, it's not about the number. It's really about what the progress is going, and then you actually get some success. I often see that people that focus on numbers in any weight loss program, in any workout program, you will always, always, always get to a point that you stop losing weight, or you may gain weight. And what that is your body adjusting to all the weight loss, all the training that you're doing, and it plateaus. And during that time, people get really discouraged. They lose their motivation. They're like, what the fuck am I doing this for? You know, it's not doing anything. I'm working my ass off. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, not eating anything fun, and I get no results. So what I highly suggest, again, stop worrying about the number. Weigh yourself, but I would only weigh yourself once or twice a week. But what you want to focus on is actually getting a cloth measuring tape, measuring your waistline, measuring your thighs, measuring your arms, whatever area you're working on, because you will see results. And if you don't lose any weight and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should still see results. So if you do the core exercise that I just did, literally every single day for 2 weeks, and you don't lose any weight, measure yourself, because you are definitely losing that strip of bullshit fat that all of us women get above our pelvic bone that is just there. It's like that mommy sack that we absolutely hate. That core exercise right there will absolutely get rid of that. So I thought that's pretty much it. I do a few other exercises. I'll try to make a couple other videos. I hope this was helpful for somebody. I'm sorry the video was so long. In all, that entire thing should only be about 20 minutes. Even if you can't do the core exercise, do the stretching every single day. And again, if you can do modified versions of those stretchings, then do that. If you're a big person and you're not used to moving and, quite frankly, you're a little lazy, you can do those stretches. You can literally do those stretches if you're sitting on the couch. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do. The point is to just move. That's it. You need to be able to move your body. I am going to do a video of how to move your body when you're sitting in a chair, how to do stretches when you're sitting in a chair, because some people are either disabled or they're just so big that they can't physically stand up and do all those stretchings without hurting themselves or getting winded or being some type of health or safety concern. So I'm going to do some stretching and show everyone what you can do in a chair. So that is to come. I hope this helps somebody. I just really made it for my Aunt Sherry. If somebody else watches it, great. If not, whatever. I'm no personal trainer by any means. And before anybody, and I'm going to stop all the fat shamers right now, I am fully aware that I'm fat. But you know what? I went from 300 pounds. I am under 180 now. I have worked my ass off for the last couple of years. So that shame away, because honestly, I give no shits. This is what I am. I'm working my ass off to do these things, and nobody should be shamed for doing that. I am by no means skinny or pretty or any of those things. I am fully aware and very self-aware of myself, but this is meant to help other people. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me at any time, and I will try to make something else if this video goes well.